My name is Joel Dice. I work for Patrick Corporation. I've kind of been in and around the fire industry my whole life. It's sort of a family business for me, so sort of always been a part of it. Did a lot of that sort of stuff when, as far as being just young and being exposed to it and seeing it. Of course, I didn't start fighting fire until a little bit later. When I was in high school, I actually worked for a wildland firefighting magazine, and then worked for them for a few years, even then out of high school, and then started fighting fire when I was, let's see, I want to say 2002, 2003, and I've been doing it ever since. First real big fire that I was probably ever on. Well, I mean, I was on some big ones before this, I guess, but Davis Lake fire was pretty huge, and then the B&B complex. The rest is kind of history, and that's just sort of how it went from there. Done a lot working for the company, as just even outside of fighting fire. Did hurricane disaster relief. Probably the most breathtaking of that for me was Hurricane Ivan down in Florida, and that's because it was so hands-on from some of the other jobs that we did. But I mean, literally just on the beach, cleaning up these people's homes, cleaning up their lives, and just kind of seeing being exposed, I guess, to that level of a disaster was a whole nother thing for me. It's one thing to see a forest burn. It's another thing to see somebody's house completely destroyed, moved across the bay, and just deposited on a beach. And we're basically going through this stuff, trying to clean up the beach, and we found a lot of really interesting personal things. A lot of them we were able to return to the owners. One thing that was really impactful to me was, out of everything that was there, we found a family photo album, which was pretty cool. Found that photo album. It was actually intact. First couple pages were damaged, but amazingly, out of everything that had been destroyed, this photo album, made it across the bay, landed up on this beach. We were able to find the people. I mean, we didn't, I guess, but someone was able to locate the owner, and we were able to return that, and that was pretty cool, pretty special moment. A lot of stuff like that. Worked on hand crews for a long time. Enjoyed doing that. Eventually moved towards the equipment side of things. Really enjoy operating the engines. I love the equipment. I love moving water, and I love the more personal interactions between fewer people, I guess. I like having just a couple people and really getting to know them. Sometimes on the crews, it's a little less personal because there's so many people that you interact with, and I'm one of those people that I really like to get to know my guys and really work with them and get to know what makes them tick, and how they feel about life and everything. And it's cool taking the young guys and gals and sort of showing them something that they haven't seen before, and building them up and showing them that they can do a job that maybe they didn't think that they could do before, and get them out there and get their hands dirty, and make them realize that, hey, you're not made of glass, and you can work hard, and you can get dirty, and give them some pride in what they do. And that's probably one of the biggest things for me for fighting fire. That, and just just the landscapes. I'm a huge nature buff, and I love to just be out there. I love to enjoy the world at its most majestic, and get to go to these places that to me are kind of sacred ground in a lot of ways, that a lot of folks don't get to go to, see animals that most people don't get to see, and interact in a way that most people don't get to interact with that environment.